Hey Tiger Cubs, Coach Bloodt here. Now, if you're like me, you've been thinking, man, do I miss baseball, right? Okay, but the thing is, the more I think about it, the more it's starting to get to me that there's so many of you out there that are not allowed to participate in your respective sports right now, whether it is baseball or softball or soccer or volleyball, or shoot, even activities like dance or band. Whatever it is that you love doing, you're not able to do at this moment. So for our first video, I figured I would share with you a drill from what I love the most, and that's baseball, right? So let's go find out what we need, huh? All right. So, here's what we're gonna need. We need a ball, right? What kind of ball though, right? So I've got a baseball, I've got a tennis ball, a racquetball, a foam golf ball, and a softball, right? Okay, so what I'm actually gonna do with the baseball is I'm gonna wait till I have a partner, right? Because I don't have a partner right now, so we got to figure out how are we going to do this without somebody else to play with, right? You don't even know what we're doing yet. It's okay. We'll get there, right? So I'm actually going to use the tennis ball, right? Because the smaller and the lighter the ball get as we're going, the harder it's going to be. And then same thing with the softball when I have a partner, right? So I'm going to use a tennis ball. Okay, the next thing we're going to need is something to make a triangle with, and this could be absolutely anything we could think of. I'm going to use tape and just put it on my carpet, nice and easy. And then the last thing we're going to need is a glove. Now, I know that some of you might not have a glove, and that's totally fine, because most of this drill is actually done barehanded, okay? And then final remarks before I finally tell you what we're going to do. This is for those of you who might think, I'm not a baseball person, or, I really don't like baseball, or, any thought you might have where this just might not sound like your cup of tea. I want you to give it a try, okay? And here's why. We're going to work on a couple different things that could help build for maybe you like a different sport, that it might help in that sense, right? So we're going to have a little bit of hand-eye coordination going on. We're going to work on catching. We're going to work a little bit of body control, okay? It's going to be a little bit of a workout. We're going to get a little burn in our legs and our lower back if we do it the correct way, okay? So it's going to be beneficial whether you're working to get a little bit better at fielding ground ball, or if you're just working to get a little bit better at being an athlete, okay? All right, here we go. Let's talk about our triangle now. Now, don't overthink the triangle, because it's really not that big of a deal. It's just a visual helper when we get going with the drill, okay? So, let's move Snuggles out of the way here, okay? So all we're going to do is we're going to get in a real athletic position, right? Our knees are about shoulder width, okay? And then we're going to go knee to knee. Pretty simple. Then we're just going to connect the dots. Okay, if we want to be super stickler on a size, it's technically like an equilateral triangle, so the sides are all the same length. Okay, but again, it's not that big of a deal. So now let's talk about our body positioning. Okay, so let's move over to our triangle. All right, so first thing here, we're getting real athletic, okay? Shoulders, knees, same width apart. Okay, we've already made our triangle. We already got our representation. That's pretty simple. Okay, now, do not, and I mean do not, because it's a really big thing here with how we're trying to keep our body positioned, do not sit back on your heels. Okay, we're standing up. I've got my weight in my chest right over my triangle. I'm out in front, and then I'm going to reach to the front of my triangle. Okay, now notice, right here, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm not fully extended, okay? I'm not a full extension reach, okay? I'm relaxed out in front. Not relaxed out in front in here, relaxed out in front, okay? Now, this is where that little bit of a leg workout comes in, because we've got to stay in this position for quite some time, okay? Now, you excited to see what we're finally going to do? It's really not that exciting. It's just a nice little fundamental drill that really helps you continue moving through the ball, okay? And then I'll explain all the ifs and ands and the what nots to do's and what we're really trying to work on here. And see, like, I'm already starting to shake a little bit, right? So if we do this the right way, we should get a little bit of a burn, okay? And then there's one more thing. It's for later in the video, but I really want to point it out right here, okay? So let's get into our position. I really hope that I got the camera in the right spot so you can see, okay? Right? Watch my head here. When I go to my feet, it is not going to change, okay? So when I field a ground ball, I am in this position right here. Nothing has changed. And that's why this is such a great drill. And it takes so much less effort than going out and taking 500 ground balls. And we can really just focus on working on nothing but our hands. So while we're doing this drill, what we're totally focused on is a short hop. Okay. Now, in a perfect world, I would always field a ground ball on a short hop, but sometimes I get a long hop and sometimes I get a mid hop. Okay, and we really, really, really never want to have a mid hop. So, the importance of moving your feet and getting to this position so that we can have this short hop is such a huge thing. Okay, we're not focused on all that. We're just focused on getting that short hop. Okay, so let's get into position here. Right? Now, one thing we really need to focus on before we even throw the ball at the wall is how our wrist is and that we are ready, okay? Because if we're representing the very last hop of a ground ball and we're up here and we're not ready and the ball's already there, I'm not ready, right? So until your hand is on the ground, you're not allowed to throw the ball at the wall for the scoop, for the short hop, okay? Hand on the ground. Now, another thing, we want our wrist relaxed. Relaxed. We're pushing through this, okay? Excuse me, my glove. If I have this glove on and my wrist is stiff, that ball is going to go right underneath my glove. So what I really want to do is relax that wrist, and then we push through it in this motion, okay? Here, you can have it back now. Just put that there, okay? Right? So relaxed wrist, okay? Now, the importance of the short hop, like I talked about just a second ago, okay? That comes from you being able to bounce it off the wall and hit it somewhere in front of this triangle, okay? Right? Hand down, I'm ready. My eyes are on the ball. My eyes are on the ball. My eyes are on the ball. This is a fun little trick you can help yourself if you're fielding it too far in your triangle, okay? You're not seeing the ball, right? And here's how you can represent that, okay? We're going to take our hat, and we're going to put it on, or we're going to put it in our mouth upside down, okay? So that makes my vision blocked off to where I can't even see the triangle. So if I'm fielding in here, I wouldn't be able to see the ball. You can't field what you can't see, right? Okay? So now if I get in here, like with that last one, it's really hard, okay? Now we don't ever want to suck. We're not sucking up the ground ball. We're going and getting it, okay? That is my ground ball, not a suck, right? I'm going to go get it. Oh! You didn't see that. Okay, all right. Now, I'm gonna do a quick little forward and side view, and then I'll do like a voiceover, and I'll just talk through it a little bit, and then I'll give you a couple more tips. And then I'll show you how to advance it a little bit and move up going on from here. And then we'll call it a video, maybe. All right, so now we're going to get into a little fast-paced rapid fire, okay? Notice every time that my hand is on the ground before I throw the ball. I got my wrist relaxed. My butt is not touching my feet. I'm in a real athletic stance. And I'm moving through every ball. Just cutting that thing in half. Through it. Through it, through it, okay? It's super simple. Let me slow it down a little bit. So now, in slow motion, you can really see me work through that ball. And it's just a subtle cut. I'm not overdoing it where my arm's flying up to my face, right? Just boom, right through it. Because right from that part of your hand, it goes right into your throwing hand, right? Okay, so let's move over to the front. Okay, so this is a very good representation of where we're actually catching the ball. I didn't touch on this earlier, okay? So if you're struggling to catch the ball, and you're catching it in your palm a lot, that's the wrong spot. Notice how every time it's just right in my fingers. Now when I close my glove, I put my ring finger and my thumb together, so that's how I try to catch this ball. And then nice and easy, cutting through it, okay? Big thing here, we don't want to swipe it, right? We're not swiping it to the side, right? Swipe or no swiping. Okay, we're pushing through it, moving towards our target. So that's the beginning aspect of the drill, like the very minimum, okay? Now I know some of you are probably saying, hey, you didn't even use your glove, right? Okay, so once you're done with the barehanded part, you put your glove on, you do the exact same thing. So I told you that most of the drill was barehanded and that it really wasn't that big of a deal if you didn't have a glove, and that's why, because it really wasn't that big of a deal. So if you want to move on and put your glove on after that and continue to go, that's great, okay? So the next part of the video is actually the same exact thing, but with a partner, plus a little bit of an elevated difficulty level, okay? All right, so let's go. All right, so now we've learned the basicness of the drill. So now I think we should turn it up a notch. I have my partner here. Don't worry, he's my roommate. We live together. Not breaking any rules, I swears. Okay, so now that I have a partner, we're still going to start on our knees. Okay, we've already done the whole bare hand thing, so I'm going to move to the glove. Actually, get a little bit lower, but yeah. Nice little angle coming at me. So now, we're in our real athletic position, right? Same thing we talked about earlier. Shoulders, knees, we're out in front of our triangle, okay? So now I'm going to use an actual baseball because I got my glove on, okay? I got a partner, so I'm not bouncing it off the wall, okay? Keep an eye on my eyes, right? Our head's not moving, okay? And it's feeding right down into the ball, okay? Remember this little trick we got here? Okay, if we put our hat upside down in our mouth, I can't see in here, right? So this will be a better representation when I have somebody feeding me the ball instead of bouncing it off the wall. Right? All right, feed me real deep in here this time, okay? All right, that went into my glove, right? But I had no idea where it was going. That kind of fed the purpose, right? We don't want to be coming in here. All right, feed me out front again. Oh, with that angle. Don't worry, he's a pitcher, you guys. So, okay, now we've got the basics, right? I think we're ready to step it up a notch, okay? I didn't finish a triangle with my line here, okay, but I made a really long line, right? Because I want to have a little representation of where I want to be fielding the ball, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my hips up just a little bit, okay? And now instead of fielding out in front, I'm going to be fielding out in front. Yep, you got it right, just on the left side of my body. Everything is out in front. We're pushing through this baseball, right? We don't ever want to be fielding behind us. Can't see, right? Moving through the baseball, right? Okay, so let's break down for a second. We'll take the glove off and let's talk about the backhand, okay? This is the hardest part of the drill, okay? Especially for beginners. This is so tough, okay? Catch the ball with your fingers, right? I was telling you guys earlier, I close my glove with my thumb and my ring finger, okay? So when I go to get this ball here, that's what I try to catch with, okay? Some of you might try to catch two in the pink, your whole hand. Use your fingers, not your palm, okay? All right, still relaxed wrist. We're gonna drag those fingers across the dirt, the carpet in this case, and we're gonna get that ball where? You guessed it, out in front. Right? Nice. Okay, don't flip it back like that either, okay? Because we still need to work on transferring it from one hand to the other. Because we don't, missed that one. We don't throw with our left hand, right? So we're still working on that transfer. Okay, put the glove back on. Same thing, we're dragging those fingers across the ground, okay? Straight wrist, this is what it looks like, right? Real bad, real bad. Can't get anything there. Right? Oh, nice feeds, Jay. Nice, okay? We're not going up with it, right? We're going, you guessed it, through it, right? Cut that thing in half. Boom, then back to your target. boom, then back to your target. We don't want to get to a backhand and go away with it, okay? Right? We want to cut it, then bring it up, okay? Now, let's get on our feet. Same exact thing, okay? But we've got to make sure we pay attention to this. And I said it earlier, we're in a real good athletic position, okay? We're ready to field. When we get to our feet, our head cannot be any higher, right? Same position. Head does not move. I don't stand up on my heels. My butt's not in the air, bending only at the waist. I got my sitting my butt down, bending at my knees, bending at my waist, and I've got a real good base right over my triangle. Okay? Let's see what it looks like here. All right, pushing through that ball. Right? When you're feeding your partner right up the middle, imagine they have a line down the middle of their body, okay? The glove side of that line is where you want to be feeding their throws, right? Because as soon as let's look at our glove. As soon as we cross that line, we've got to turn our wrist, and it gets really hard. That's why we work on a backhand, and that's why we work on a front hand, right? Right? We'll do a couple for front. Getting out in front of that orange line, staying low. The legs should be burning by now because you haven't stood up yet. Mine are. One more. Nice. Okay? Really good job. Make sure you thank your partner. Okay? If you don't have a partner and you had to use the wall, thank the wall. That thing did a great job today, didn't he? All right. Well, that's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was a little beneficial. I hope your mom's not mad at you for throwing a ball off the wall. Just remember to use a softball, like a tennis ball, and not a baseball, and then it wouldn't bounce off the wall very good anyway. Not the point. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and same thing. You can always email me if you have any questions or concerns. And I'll leave that in the description. You guys are awesome, and I miss you tremendously. Goodbye.